Hope you guys are ready for something really different here. My name is Bill Clark. I'm the CEO and publisher of BabyBytes. I haven't done one of these presentations in 15 years, so you're going to have to bear with me a little bit. And I also have to confess I'm a little bit flat after the news out of Boston. Pretty tragic. I came to this event last year as a fluke. I heard the word disruption 50 times. I was exposed to amazing changes taking place in the publishing world, in educational reform. Brilliant people doing amazing things. And it was both inspirational and a little bit intimidating. But as a guy that likes to make stuff, I found it irresistible. We were not synced up. I think that's the last slide, not the first one. Here we go. Do I get my time back? Okay, here we go. We're back on track. So I've been an educational publisher for 25 years. I had the good fortune back in the early 90s to publish a program called Windows on Science, which was the first electronic program adopted as a textbook. Any of you guys that sell electronics to schools now and take textbook funds, you can actually thank Windows on Science. After breaking my heart in the education market, I had the good fortune, my wife had a great idea called Baby Einstein, and I became her publisher for 5 years, discovering the benefits of brand-driven consumer educational publishing. After coming to the event last year, I went home very excited, told her about all this great stuff, and said we really ought to start a new company. In 1997, we invented a new media category called developmental media. There are such exciting things happening that we're now in the process of reinventing it in 2013. We've all seen the numbers on tablets. It's pretty astounding. But what's really exciting to me as a guy that makes stuff is what the enabling technology offers. First, there are new types of interaction that are available. You can personalize or customize the experience. You can track and report to parents in interesting new ways. And of course, the business models and the publishing models, dynamic publishing, are just astounding. Our publishing strategy is pretty simple. We're going to apply educational publishing methods, which is basically scope and sequence publishing, to our proven ability to develop proprietary baby and toddler content. And then we're going to take advantage and leverage the advantages of mobile devices. I love this slide. We bring a lot of experience to this from our Baby Einstein days. We know the customer. We know babies. We know how to scale a business in this space. We know how to dominate once we do scale. And we know how to exit. And I look at this frequently with great pride. The total investment in that chart was $17,000. Everything for us starts with brand, and so Baby Einstein is a pretty hard act to follow, but we came up with this name BabyBytes that we really like. Baby tells where the target audience is. Bytes puts a little technology spin on it, and Grow With Us links nicely to our hatching egg because our target is families with new babies. Our product vision is really simple. We're going to develop a developmental system of 26 apps, and we're going to manage the use of that with what we call a growth chart. It's basically a path through the 26 apps that parents can rely on. There's some really interesting things you can do with the growth chart, but among them is efficacy studies. We can actually capture interesting information and report back to parents. I'm not trying to be cute, but this is our publishing plan for public consumption. It's basically a scope and sequence that starts at birth, and we have a good strategic product called Lullabies that we're releasing in about 30 days. The thing that you need to know about these is every one of these boxes has a purpose. They're all interrelated. There's a specific path through them that ends up at Alpha Bytes, which is our transition product from our baby ecosystem into our toddler ecosystem. We're also doing something different with BabyBytes and Baby Einstein. We're actually developing characters. We have this, we call them our birds of a feather, and Emily Chickinson, the Phantom of the Opera, so forth. We're setting ourselves up for full development in ebooks and also television. Challenges, anybody that stands up here faces these same two challenges, which is monetization and traction. In terms of monetization, we have our own little take on how to do free and paid. But what's different when you have a system is it's not an impulse buy. There's actually coherence in moving through the system. As far as scalability, we really believe that you've got to get traction first. We're going to announce a major strategic partnership in the next couple of weeks with one of the largest baby and toddler companies. And we think that that will ignite the company into its first round of customers. In terms of our startup plan, 2012 was exploration. We used about $100,000 of seed capital, get our IPs all lined up and everything. We're in our validation phase now. We're just completing a Series A for $900,000, which will allow us to put 6 apps into the marketplace and find out if anybody still cares. Assuming that we have a good validation, we expect to, we'll then move into our growth phase. We'll spend about another $1.5 million either out of cash flow or additional investment to complete our ecosystem and then start the hard drive to $20 million in revenue. We've got a great team, uniquely qualified to do this. Baby Einstein veterans, in addition to Michael Wee, the original iPhoto manager for Apple, and then Dr. Elizabeth Vandewater, our child development expert. Stellar advisory group helping me, Tim Brady, some of you probably know with Inspire K-12. Julian Ferrier, we all want Julian's company. He's approaching 300 million downloads. And then finally, Deborah Quazzo, who is our host here. In terms of, I see zeros, but one last comment. In terms of return on education, our love for Mozart and Shakespeare certainly has enriched our own children's lives. And based on the tens of thousands of emails that we've received over the years, it's also made a difference in other families' lives. And we really look forward to trying to make that magic happen again. Thanks very much. I have some cards.